So it looks like Casualty is going to be going full force for their 40th anniversary specials. And I want to dissect this trailer we've received after the conclusion of the Lethal Legacy box set. And I'm going to be observing it and maybe speculations and see what is actually going on here. Hello everyone, today I want to take a deep dive into this trailer for Casualty's 40th anniversary and say my thoughts on the trailer, and if this video does well, then maybe when the episodes go out, I'll do my opinions on them too. I know it's like a 20-second blink and you miss it trailer, but still I think it is worthy of having its own video because at the time of writing the script, I haven't seen many people talk about it besides the comments on the videos. So let's deep dive this as best we can. And as said earlier, some things may be incorrect, so forgive me. This is just me speculating. And then we'll find out in September 5th. So obviously we have the happy birthday song. We will come back to this shortly though. But looking over not just Bristol, the Clifton Suspension Bridge, which Charlie Fair drove over in the first episode way back in 1986. But unfortunately we can't properly reminisce over that lovely bridge because it's caught over with an expansive explosion. Now, if I had to take a guess for an explosion being in that direction, I want to think something's happening at the docks because it's over to the right. But you can see cars stopping and people getting out of the cars to see what is happening out of the wreckage. Flynn is obviously witnessing the blast from either walking or driving. But I think he's driving because, well, who can be bothered to walk over there? I mean, I've never been to Bristol, so I can't say what it's like to walk over the Clifton Suspension Bridge. But anyways, given his face, I'm assuming that there was one explosion that maybe alerted him. And this shot of him is him reacting to another one. Or maybe him having a realization that maybe Claire or Millie or Poppy have, or maybe even all three, or maybe even Stevie as well, actually, now that I think of it, have been in the wake of the bang. But again, I'm just speculating here. You can hear flatlining sounds over the top of the video, which is worrying because I think someone is gonna die. But more on this later. The ED with Cam, Dylan, Rita, and Rash, who the latter is now a consultant, by the way. Hey! They seem to appear to be looking upwards, so is a helicopter landing, or do they see cars? Because later in the trailer begs my question, but their faces worry me, as it appears to be an "oh no, it's one of us" kind of expression. Stevie's looking around worried from behind too. So maybe is it Flynn? Is it May? Or is it someone I'm not even thinking of? But it is a definite possibility that one of their own is going to be wheeled through that entrance into Resource. The excessive amount of emergencies coming up on Joanne's radar is highly scary to see as well. It's all across Holby, so I sense that the latter town is going to be in trouble. But when is it never in trouble, I'm going to be honest with you? Not going to lie. During my witness to that, I also noticed Silverton, and it made me giggle because, well, I can remember Cam went down there a few months ago during the Learning Curve box set to track down Chris Banfield to confront him after attacking Siobhan. Jan is looking worried though, and that makes sense because, well, that's not a small amount of emergencies being called in. I think she's overwhelmed by the amount of calls coming through though. Then we're going to see a scary shot, which gets worrying, is that when we see a shot of Stevie and Flynn looking through the latch of the ambulance, which looks worrying too. I think they're dangling off of something because Flynn looks really worried. Or maybe he's just going like, oh, maybe we've stopped. But aiding my opinions here is that Stevie is giving a, what is it, face. So something is definitely up. But I don't know. I could be over-evaluating here, and maybe they're just looking at the speedometer in the truck. Because, well, I mean, my opinion gets furthered later, but still, I want to know what's going on here. And not to mention Flynn's suspiciously looking love for Stevie. And it seemed hinted during the Supply and Demand box set when they were in the pool together after Stevie came back to work after having her cancer. Or maybe Kim's death, Stevie was worried that the latter illness was back. But still, this is something that could be really exciting for, because you know when we had the Faith in Dylan ambulance crash back in 2021? I think something similar is going to be happening here, but except Flynn and Stevie are going to be in the back of this ambulance. I can't tell if they've got a patient going on there, but still, Rita is getting into then some sort of scuffle then with this patient who seems to be stealing from the hospital stock. And the worrying thing is, when Charlie retired, the last thing he was involved with was getting stabbed in the side. So maybe Rita's getting stabbed here too, but because that's unusually how Casualty typically resolves scuffling situations in ED, but I don't know. I mean, could this be the end of Rita, man? Albeit, that's rhetorical for you. I do hope I'm wrong with this, because I genuinely do enjoy Rita as a character, to be honest with you. Then I think the second most scariest thing, the first will come in a minute, is Dylan really crying? Yep, you heard me right. I don't think Dylan's crying is the most scariest part of the trailer. Now listen, I do know a lot of people love Dylan a lot, but we should know we saw Dylan cry when Dervla was put down. But that wasn't really crying, that was just tears. Whereas here his eyes are literally closed. But I get that this looks personal, and people on BBC have assumed that it's something to do with Matty. And that's a valid assumption. I mean, Matty is not just seen, as far as I'm aware, in this trailer. But the fact that Dylan has literally just started Alcoholics Anonymous meetings again and accepted Matty as his son. So perhaps this is too early to judge on right now. But I really don't know what to go off on. But who knows? It could be Stevie or Flynn for all we know. I mean, maybe Stevie and Dylan haven't had the greatest times over the last few weeks because obviously Stevie and I had a fling after Kim's death. And then Flynn, he's on and off with Dylan right now because remember how he put Matty through a horrifying simulation after that failed CQC inspection? But I don't know. This could be something completely unrelated, but I don't know. But this is on a lot of fans' minds, and so rightfully feared for the Dylan Keel fans. Then there's a shot of what I think is an ambulance station. It definitely makes for a really cool promo picture though. And police officers too. But again, there's very minimal going on here, so I don't know what to go off on here, but I'll assume it's a come on again, let's go kind of scene, because given the intensity and the ferocity of the sirens flashing really brightly, I'm curious to know if Ian, Indy, Jacob, or Teddy, or maybe even Jan's driving here. But again, we're too early to judge, and maybe they're setting up something to do with Flynn and Stevie we're discovering earlier. Or maybe it's the total opposite. Maybe this is them going to the rescue to save them, if that's them. A man is brought in. That's literally all I can dissect from that shot. Then a flicker of sparks from a socket. And my assumption is that the primary source of the explosion, and maybe it was an electric explosion? But I genuinely don't know what to assume here. Please do let me know what you think, because maybe that's something I don't know. And then there's armed police heading for the ED, so maybe the explosion was intentional, or there's a threat to Holway Hospital. But we saw that in the last episode. We had Penny threatening Jack Bard with a gun. So I'm definitely on edge here to see what's happening in this area. But Dylan looks guilty here as he's in front, his hands are going up. Then after a fade to black, what I think is the most scary scene is the shot of water with blue and yellow flashing out of it. I always assumed it was lights at the docks shining down on the water, but BBC is assuming that it's an ambulance under that water. And now that I think of it, it makes sense because it's flashing consistently like an ambulance. So I have no idea who is inside. That's if there actually is anyone inside of that ambulance. But still, it looks terrifying because, as we've discussed, we might have seen Flynn and Stevie inside of that ambulance. I don't know. But I feel it's going to be some sort of Titanic movie-esque end for one of them. Like one dies, one tells the story. Definitely going to be on my mind for the days leading up to that big day. Do you have any observations? Anyways, going back to the happy birthday song sung at the beginning, I did start laughing when it started to play because it caught me off guard. But when I saw Flynn looking worried, people say it's Flynn turning 40 alongside the franchise, and it could very well be true because, well, Ollie Rex is 41, but it wouldn't be too far off making the character 40. But people are suggesting that maybe Poppy and Millie are singing the happy birthday song to Flynn. Another thing is that maybe people believe that Charlie Fairhead is going to return for this special, and he may very well return. I would want to see that because, well, he was in the first episode after all, and he should know the Clifton suspension bridge. Yet to be announced though if he returns here, but still, watch this space, we'll probably see him. But it looks incredible, this trailer, and I'm just ready for more info. I must also add that it's rumoured to be a double bill episode. I do not want that. Merge the two episodes together. I mean, the 30th anniversary was meant to be 2 episodes for Series 31, but I want them to make a feature-length special. It's a 40th anniversary. But a thing that also annoys me, and they might do, is that when they started putting out the episodes on BBC iPlayer at 6 a.m. on day of release, they done that from the History of Violence box set, but don't do it here. Please do not, because people are going to say what they think of it too early, the spoilers are going to come out, and then it would just be a ruined landmark celebration. So please, BBC, do not put them out early, and I mean do not do a double bill either. So that's all I have for you today. So thank you very much for watching this video. It was very fun to write the script and deep dive this entire trailer. If the video does well, or maybe gets another trailer, I'll do another. And I'll definitely try to do a follow-up when the anniversary special concludes. But for now, let's sit patiently and see what happens.